Alright, welcome back to the Rickets Reef June 1, 2020 140 build update. Yeah, so just a end of the day quick vlog. The lights are going down, so it's not going to be as vibrant as it could be, but here I am, end of June-ish. Hey dog. She's gotten obviously bigger from when she was a puppy, and some of my corals have grown too. So let's take a quick peek. Everything seems to be moving along quite well. Tank is doing fine, getting a lot of coralline on the back and on the bottom. So all in all, that part of the tank is going well, progressing nice and stably. I'm not getting any huge spikes now that I've just reined in my feeding. Like, I did that one kind of test to see how many nutrients I can push into the system. So I was feeding 4 times a day, and now I am feeding once a day, and just a big feed once a day. And I alternate, so I do my frozen blend on one day, and then the next day I do some flakes and pellets, and every other day I do nori. So fish seem to be fine and happy. That's also encouraged some pecking of the rocks from my cleanup fish. Even the naso has actually started cleaning on some of the rocks, which is pretty good. Yeah, there's not much there, but I think what does show up they take care of, so that's pretty good. So I don't really have any need to go out and buy more snails, which I was thinking I was going to do. So all in all, the fish are doing good, except for one fatality. That was the Cardinal, the male Cardinal that was holding the eggs. I don't know, the fry never showed up and he never started eating, and then one day I found him floating over here on the side where his mate is, the female. He was floating there on his side, and the bicolored blenny was ripping his fins off. So I took him and I put him in quarantine for a while to see if he would start eating, and he never did. So he just kind of wasted away. I don't know, depression or something, lost another brood, started to get all depressed and went. I don't know. It's pretty sad, sucks, but nature, right? I moved all my Monties over to the right here, and they are much happier. They started growing a lot. I've done a few things that might have encouraged growth in the last month, and I'll kind of get to those in a second, but the corals are definitely growing a lot. It's kind of hard to tell, but they're all encrusting on the rocks, and they're all starting to kind of push up and out. The foxface and the sailfin, as you can see, no longer fight. Watch, now that I got them on film, they're just going to start scrapping. No, but for the most part, they're good. They don't. It was the sailfin that used to attack the foxface, but not so much anymore. Now the foxface, I don't know why he's got a black back right now. He changes color just all the time, But he's okay. He's happy. The naso's happy. All the other fish are happy and fine. Really having a good time, except for the well, the clownfish is happy and fine. He's just, I think he misses his mate. So that LPS tank can't come soon enough. I got 2 new corals. I got this kind of like neon orange pavona, and I got this kind of blue acro of some kind, and it has encrusted, if you can see on the frag plug. I got it about 2 weeks ago, and it is covering the whole frag plug. So that's good. That acro's encrusting really nice and quick too. It's got some new branches coming off the bottom, so that's nice. That's a Bali tricolor. So all my SPS are doing really well. So I think I am ready for more SPS, more frags, and I would get them tomorrow, but it's a money thing. So I don't have the. I still have about $250 left to pay on this tank, which will take me, I don't know, based on my allowance, my budget, maybe a month or 2, depending on if I have to buy salt or anything else, and then I'll get some frags. Local fish shop, there's a new one here that I've been getting some frags from, and they're pretty good. The 2 things that I've changed in my tank, one is I stopped tumbling my Chaeto, and I have seen a remarkable stabilization in the tank from that. So I don't know if I was tumbling too fast or what, but I stopped tumbling and the tank is just gotten really more stable, a lot more clear, and the Mandarin goby has gotten really fat now because there are a ton of pods in here. So this is really cool. I don't think I'll ever forcibly tumble Chaeto again. This has about 150, somewhere around there. No more than 150 gallons per hour going through there, and that just seems to be right on the money. I still dose about 3 milliliters of my DIY no-pox, which is basically half-strength no-pox, 3 milliliters a day on the dosing pump. I still don't dose kalkwasser, calcium or alkalinity at all because I don't need to. I just don't have the stock yet. And I do about 20-gallon water changes each week. And I switched again. I was doing the Red Sea black bucket, switched to the blue bucket, and now I'm just on regular instant ocean. And I've been doing that for the last regular instant ocean for the last 3 water changes, so 60 gallons. Much better. Tank seems much better. The salt is not as easy to work with. I have to give it about an extra day to mix. So I do my water changes on Thursday. I start mixing on Monday. I mix cold Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And well, Monday, Tuesday I mix cold. Wednesday I make my adjustments. So if I got to go up or down, I'll do that. And then on Thursday I'll start heating in the morning, and then Thursday evening is when I do my water change. That's my usual water change schedule. Auto top off is still my 5-gallon bucket. Still chugging along with my Reef Pie. Reef Pie is still doing its job. Down here still simple. I got my baffle filter, which I put on for 2 days after a water change. It being Sunday, it's off. My skimmer, which is off because I just did a feed. So when I do a feed, I press the pause button on my return pump, and then I press my pause button on my skimmer, and then my return pump comes on, and then my skimmer comes on. So it's I do believe it's a 15-minute pause and a 10-minute pause is how it works out. So I got my heaters. I got one on the controller controlled by the Reef Pie, and one is not controlled by the Reef Pie. It's just controlled by its own thermostat. And then I do get a warning email through the Reef Pie if it does get too hot, which alerts me of a problem. I still got my basket there with my Marine Pure balls or Marine Pure, and my Brightwell brick, and just my return pump. That's it. And the reason I have that really is because I don't have a sand bed, and sand bed is one of those things that does stabilize your tank, but I do not want one because it can also become a bit of a detritus trap. Now if I were to do this tank again, no, I'd still go bare bottom. But my next tank, like if I did an LPS or something like that, I would definitely do sand, just because it's a quicker cycle. There's just more area for the bacteria to kind of grow on and stabilize the system quicker. I definitely notice it's a longer stabilization period without sand. But then again, the diatom bloom was not nearly as bad either because there wasn't as much silicates in the system. So, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. I definitely see the benefit of going sand just for an easier startup. I don't think I'd ever do a deep sand bed, probably about an inch. And then, yeah, but that's that. I do like the bare bottom because I have 2 detritus spots. One's behind that rock structure and one is over here. And when I do my water changes, all I do is suck out that spot, suck out this spot. I might suck out I do 2.5 gallons out of the fuge to suck that out, 2.5 gallons out of the sump to suck that out, and then I do the other 15 gallons out of the display, and then that's how I do my water change. And it works well, especially knowing my detritus spots. I can just suck them up and away I go, and the tank is just like super clean now, which is really nice. Nice and easy, almost too easy. It's gotten a little boring. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing where I am right now. I just want things to stabilize and be nice and easy. And next I'll be getting some corals, some more frags. I got lots of room for frags. I just need money to buy it, which will come slowly in time. I would like to build a frag quarantine, but we'll see. We'll see what time shows. And then, you know, I do highly inspect my corals, and I have a routine when I do my dipping and stuff like that. And so far it's been okay. So I never put new plugs into my, or old plugs into my system. I always refrag, and then on top of it I dip, and then I rinse and wash and dip again, rinse and wash, inspect under a microscope and a magnifying glass. And if I see anything that gives me a pause, like even if I'm not sure, now put it in like the quarantine tank and just see what happens if anything moves. If nothing happens, then it might go in. If it's still concerning, I'll just bin it. Like that's kind of how it goes. I try not to take too much of a risk. Right now it's not a big concern because I don't really have much livestock. I have a bunch of birds' nests and some LPS and stuff like that, so I'm not like super worried. It's not like this is a show tank or a business tank or anything like that. My lights are still moving along. I do have to buy some drivers still to increase the percentage, but it's one of those things. I'm seeing growth, and when I had my Monties over here in the higher light, they were acting like it was too much. So it's a little strange. I don't want to pump it too high. I'm at a good point now. Right now the lights are dimming. This is about 20% on all my LEDs, and when they're full bore, it's pretty good. I keep it pretty blue so it's not too bright, but the corals definitely respond. Good polyp extension, much better polyp extension with the instant ocean salt, I'm noticing. I don't know what's going on, what the difference is there. You know, technically salt to salt to salt kind of thing, but something in the instant ocean makes them a little happier than the Red Sea. Maybe it's just the chemical composition of my water and how it interacts with the instant ocean molecules as opposed to the Red Sea molecules. Don't know. Works better. Gonna stick with it for now, and then down the road when I get more colonies, bigger colonies, more growth, that kind of stuff, I'll probably switch to maybe like a reef crystals, because it'll have higher levels and I won't have to dose so much, but that'll come with time and testing. So yeah, June 2020, everything's going pretty good still. Any questions, comments, always welcome. Later.